fans mount strong opposition to the potential on-screen pairing of Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp on The Bold and the Beautiful. In the ever-evolving landscape of The Bold and the Beautiful, fans are no strangers to dramatic twists, complex relationships, and intense rivalries that keep them glued to their screens day after day. Recently, a new potential storyline has emerged that has sparked a wave of vocal dissatisfaction among the show's dedicated viewers. The rumor mill suggests that Taylor Hayes, portrayed by Rebecca Budig, might soon share scenes with Deacon Sharp, played by Sean Kanan, igniting controversy and outrage across the show's passionate fanbase. The roots of fan resistance, lack of chemistry, and character dynamics. At the core of the fans' objections lies an absence of chemistry between Taylor and Deacon, a factor that many believe would undermine their potential pairing. Historically, Taylor Hayes has been a character rooted in psychological complexity, driven by her past struggles, moral dilemmas, and a deep sense of responsibility for her loved ones. Conversely, Deacon Sharp's character has often embodied the archetype of a roguish outsider and anti-hero with a complicated history involving infidelity, betrayal, and tumultuous relationships, notably with Brooke Logan. When considering chemistry, viewers instinctively scrutinize whether actors can convincingly portray a romantic connection that aligns with their characters' histories. Historically, Rebecca Budig's portrayal of Taylor brings an air of elegance, intelligence, and restraint, while Sean Kanan's Deacon physique exudes charm, rebelliousness, and a roguish allure. Yet, fans argue that these performances do not mesh well on screen because their characters' core personalities and story arcs seem mismatched. Critics and fans alike have pointed out that the failed chemistry could lead to an awkward storytelling experience. Many believe that forcing a romantic storyline between Taylor and Deacon might come across as contrived, undermining both characters' integrity and alienating viewers who invested emotionally in their individual journeys over the years. The Sheila Carter factor, unpredictability, and potential chaos. Adding fuel to the fire is the ongoing saga involving Sheila Carter, portrayed masterfully by Kimberlin Brown. Sheila's character has long been a fan-favorite villain, known for her unpredictable, dangerous, and sometimes unhinged behavior. Rumors suggest that if Sheila's character is written out or departs the storyline, perhaps after a climactic confrontation, Bruce might shift their focus towards developing new romantic entanglements for Deacon. Fans worrying that if Deacon pretends to form an alliance or relationship with Taylor, Sheila's character might retaliate violently, sparking chaos and destroying what fragile stability remains. Sheila's fierce loyalty to her family or her own version of a family and her penchant for revenge make her a wild card in any storyline. The notion that Sheila might react negatively to Deacon's potential new romance with Taylor has fans concerned about a possible explosion of dramatic violence that might involve her lashing out physically or emotionally to reclaim power. There is also anxiety that if Deacon's decision to pursue Taylor is revealed, Sheila's volatile temper could trigger acts of sabotage, kidnapping, or even physical altercations. Fans have speculated about various scenarios, including Sheila going into a mad woman frenzy, possibly hiring someone else to do her dirty work to eliminate Taylor as a threat. For fans who appreciate Sheila as a villain that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, this unpredictability adds a layer of excitement. However, for others, it raises concerns about whether the show is pandering to sensationalism at the expense of character development and logical storytelling. Character loyalty and fan discontent. The strongest objections from fans are deeply rooted in loyalty to the characters they've come to love and respect over the show's long history. Many view Taylor as a symbol of resilience, intelligence, and moral strength, qualities that have been tested repeatedly throughout her storyline. Fans argue that pairing her with Deacon has often been portrayed as a morally ambiguous or reckless figure will diminish her character's dignity and undermine her integrity. Moreover, fans are vehemently opposed to the idea that Taylor's storyline could overshadow her complex history as a psychiatrist and a mother. Instead of exploring her personal growth and professional pursuits, many believe that such a pairing would reduce her to a plot device simply used for sensational romantic tension. Conversely, Deacon's character has always been controversial, lovable to some, but disliked by many for his past indiscretions and questionable motives. Longtime viewers recount that his history of infidelity and manipulation has historically strained his relationships, especially with characters like Brooke Logan. The idea that Deacon might reinvent himself or find happiness with Taylor has her baggage feels equally unpalatable to fans who see his relationship history as incompatible with Taylor's rising stature. The discontent buried in social media and fan forums. The outcry is palpable on social media platforms, fan blogs, and dedicated B&B forums. One fan commented, "No, I love my Deacon, but if they break up Deacon and Sheila over all this Luna drama, it's like the last few years of building their relationship will go down the drain. I'd be extremely disappointed. Deacon and Sheila became a compelling couple, and I don't want to see that sacrificed for drama." Others express similar sentiments. Deacon and Sheila's chemistry was raw and authentic. Their dynamic brought an edge that most other storylines lack. Why would the writers throw that away just to pair him with Taylor? It feels pointless and inconsistent with everything we've seen. A fan on a popular soap opera forum went further, voicing their concerns about the storyline's direction. Deacon admitting to Sheila that he enjoys their sex life is a nod to his reckless side. "I honestly can't see Taylor being able to match that intensity or charisma. It's hard to imagine her fitting into that kind of fiery passion." The broader impact on plotlines and character development. Some critics suggest that creating a romantic storyline between Taylor and Deacon could undermine the show's existing character development arcs. Taylor's journey over the years has been marked by struggles with her past relationships, her career, and her moral compass. Most fans believe that pairing her with Deacon would undo much of her progress and reduce her to a subplot, instead of allowing her to evolve into a powerful lead. Similarly, Deacon's character arc has been one of redemption and self-discovery for many fans. His past mistakes have added depth to his character, making him a fascinating anti-hero rather than a typical love interest. Fans fear that pairing him with Taylor would diminish this nuanced character into a mere romantic foil. Furthermore, the show's creators have always balanced romance with intense family drama, betrayals, and corporate power struggles. Introducing a love story between Taylor and Deacon could shift focus away from these core themes and lead to a storyline that feels superficial or too manufactured. The reality of soap opera storytelling, risks, and rewards. It's important to recognize that soap operas thrive on sensational plots, unexpected pairings, and shocking twists. Writers often push boundaries to boost ratings and keep viewers hooked. However, there is a fine line between compelling storytelling and alienating core audiences. Fans are wary of being manipulated or forced into accepting storylines that seem disconnected from the characters' established personas. If the romantic pairing between Taylor and Deacon seems contrived or purely motivated by shock value, it's likely to backfire. Yet, some believe that a well-executed storyline could inject new energy into B&B and generate buzz, especially if it involves surprising character transformations or dramatic revelations. Still, the prevailing sentiment remains that fans strongly oppose this potential pairing, fearing it would damage their favorite characters' integrity and the show's long-term narrative cohesion. Conclusion: fans call for respectful and authentic storytelling. As the bold and the beautiful continues to evolve, fan input remains a vital measure of what resonates and what doesn't. The vocal opposition to pairing Taylor Hayes with Deacon Sharp underscores a broader demand for storytelling that respects character histories and emotional truths. While soap operas are built on shock, surprise, and sensationalism, the most beloved storylines are those grounded in authentic character development. Fans hope that the writers and producers will listen to their concerns and favor narratives that honor the characters' journeys instead of chasing quick ratings boosts. Ultimately, whether or not Taylor and Deacon end up on screen together, one thing is clear: B&B fans are fiercely protective of their favorite characters, and they will continue to voice their opinions, passionately televise their preferences, and demand stories that stay true to the show's rich history and emotional depth.